vector mosaics, and Google Drawing. Find and open the shared Google Drawing document in your Visual Art Google Classroom. To do that, go to your Google Classroom, find your class, click on Classwork, and click Digital Mosaics. In that, you will see the Google Drawing document, which you can click and open up, and it looks like this. In the document, it has a link to the slideshow, the cheat sheet, and it lists the themes as well as the steps of working order for making your mosaic. Next, you need to find your image. Simpler images are going to work best. So you're going to click Insert, Image, and search the web. A Google search bar will pop up, and you're going to type in whatever your theme is. So if it's food, think of something specific that you enjoy, like, I don't know, a rainbow-colored cake. If it's an animal, pick an animal that you like, such as, I don't know, Grumpy Cat. And if it's pop culture, pick something from pop culture. You select your image once you've found the one you like, and then you will click Insert. There it pops up in your working surface, and you need to resize your image by clicking and dragging the blue dots in the corners of your image. You can also move it around while it's selected by clicking your arrows back and forth. To change the background color, you're going to right-click on it. On a Chromebook, you have to push the Alt key, and at the same time as pushing that key, you click on the background. And then a color palette will appear when you click Background, and you choose your background color. I prefer black, but if your image has a lot of black in it, you'll probably want to choose something else. Following that, you click the line tool, go down to Polyline, and you're ready to begin making your shapes. Your polygon shapes using the Polyline tool. So I like to zoom in, especially in smaller areas. So let me pause it here. You would push the Alt, Ctrl, and the plus key at the same time to zoom in, and Alt, Ctrl, and the minus key to zoom out. So I'm zoomed in, and using my polygon, everywhere I click, it creates a corner. Click the paint bucket to change the color, and the pencil to change the border to transparent. And now I'm going to click the Select tool and purposefully delete my photo so you can see that little polygon shape I made. But if I go to Edit, Undo, I can make my cupcake show up again. That's through clicking Edit, Undo. If you accidentally delete that picture, immediately go to Edit, Undo. So now I will continue on with my Grumpy Cat example, just making sure I fill the entire page there. So just stretching the image by pulling on the dots at the corner like I mentioned earlier. And now I'm ready to begin adding those polyline tools. In the case of this one, I didn't do the background color yet because my picture covers the whole thing. So get that polyline tool and start adding shapes. So click on the Select Line tool, the little triangle by it, click Polyline, and start anywhere. I like to work as if you would in a puzzle and start around one area and work my way down. I don't want to start putting shapes in random places. Start in one area. Remember, everywhere that you click, that creates a corner or an angle. Your shapes could have anywhere from 3 to 7 to, I don't know, maybe even 10 sides to it, 10 corners. That is your call. And when you make smaller shapes, remember you may want to zoom in and zoom out. If you forget the keyboard shortcuts, you can just go to View and you will see the option to zoom in and zoom out. So as I do this, I try to match the colors of my shapes and change the line, the border line, to transparent. So I will be speeding this video up momentarily as I begin to do that. And I've just zoomed this in for a couple minutes so you can see me as I build up these shapes nice and close, and change the color. And I just continue to add my shapes in that space as I go. That was a mistake, so I have to delete it. It'll happen. You'll accidentally make some lines and you'll have to delete them. But you click the arrow tool to delete it. You click the arrow and select the tool. So make sure you change the color in the paint bucket and the border with the pencil. My border is already set to black, which is the color of the shape, so that's fine. And from here, you just keep adding those shapes. So I'm going to speed it up a little. So we need to change the borders to transparent if you forgot to do that earlier. And what you do is you go to Edit. All right, click on Edit, select all, and then go to the pencil tool and click Transparent, and that will do it all at once for the borders. They'll look highlighted in blue until you click off the screen. So there you go. So now I've changed it so my borders are back to being normal, which you can do at any stage of the project. Now you can check your progress at any point of your work by moving or deleting your picture. So if you just move it, whoop, didn't want to move there, move it out of the way, shuffle it down, it's being weird. I'm going to click it and I'm just going to move it out of the way so I can see I have negative space in between my tiles. They are not touching. It's looking good. I could change my background color here now if I really want to see that stand out better. There we go. All right, put it back for now because I don't know what color I want to use. Maybe a gradient by clicking custom. You can play around with that later. All right. But that's how you're going to check your work. See if you have any missing spots. Like I have a missing spot down at the bottom of his chest, kind of center bottom. There's a green spot that I missed. So I'm going to move my picture back. Excuse me. And line it back up as best I can and make sure I zoom in to get that little spot at the bottom. So just speeding it up while I do that. Got that little shape, which is his collar. And again, just playing around with the background until I find something I like. I like this green. Looks nice. And then the last thing we would do is to download it as a JPEG. So you click File and Download JPEG, and that's going to save the image as just the image without all that work pane stuff. So it saves it as its own little photograph. And then at that point you could upload that art to Artsonia. It will show up in your files just like when you take a picture in your downloads or under recent. You should be able to find that and use that picture to upload to Artsonia as you would with the rest of your artwork. So I hope you enjoyed that. I know it was a lot, but I think ultimately this is something you're going to be able to use over and over to make really cool graphics and images.